Welcome to UCTV News. I'm Tama Moni.
And I'm Ryan Kim.
The Associated Press reports today that the University of Connecticut will give an admission letter to the family of a slain victim of the Parkland shooting. UConn says 14-year-old Alex Schachter was admitted as a music major because of his involvement in his high school band. UConn spokeswoman Stephanie Reitz says she hoped this gesture would provide comfort to the family.
Prospective high school students can breathe a sigh of relief. UConn is telling its applicants they will not face discipline for participating in gun control demonstrations. UConn is among 50 schools that have reassured students via social media, tweeting, "UConn would like to assure students who have applied or been admitted to the university that disciplinary action associated with participation in peaceful protests will not affect your admission decision in any way." Many protests across U.S. campuses promoted with hashtag March for Our Lives stem from the February 14th shooting that left 17 dead in Parkland, Florida.
The UConn women's basketball team finished out an undefeated regular season Monday night. The team beat South Florida 82-53, clinching the win-filled season. This is the 10th consecutive undefeated regular season for the Lady Huskies. Monday was also senior night. The team celebrated Gabby Williams and Kia Nurse, who on Monday played their final regular season college game.
UConn Golf took ninth in the Loyola Intercollegiate this past Saturday at the Palm Valley Golf Course in Goodyear, Arizona. Nick Harrington had the best score on the team with -7 and finished tied for 18th overall by the end of the tournament. The UConn golf team competes in their next tournament at the Fort Lauderdale Intercollegiate on March 5th. You know, it's really great to hear about a team that really goes unnoticed on this campus with such big powerhouses like basketball doing so well.
Yes, it's great to see another member of UConn sports doing well in this program.
Yeah. And now we catch up with the rest of Connecticut.
The Connecticut Mirror reports Connecticut is back in the spotlight following a renewed attempt at gun control. Connecticut is considering passing red flag laws, which allow authorities to confiscate guns from individuals they believe to be a threat to themselves or others. President Trump also said he would consider supporting a gun control bill proposed by Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy regarding background checks before purchasing a firearm.
NBC reports an 87-year-old woman and her 90-year-old husband were found dead in their home in Watertown this morning. Police responded to a call reporting gunshots and said it is a suspected murder-suicide. The couple was battling serious medical issues, and the police have never been called to the couple's home before.
A Cheshire high school student was arrested this past weekend for making a threat. Cheshire Superintendent Jeff Sloan announced that the threat was generic and did not specifically address the school or individual students. Police arrested the unnamed student on Sunday, and parents of Cheshire High School were notified of the incident. According to the Hartford Courant, the student has been charged with first-degree threatening. Cheshire High School has increased police presence in response to the threat.
According to NBC Connecticut, a Vernon man has been arrested for sending an email threatening to be the next school shooter. 24-year-old Oscar Rodriguez was arrested at his home and charged with first-degree threatening. Rodriguez sent the email to Fox 61 News, who then alerted the police. This threat comes just days after the Parkland, Florida shooting. You know, it's a shame that in today's world, with all this technology and everything, the top story is always about the next mass shooting.
Yes, it is quite interesting how we are living in a time where there's a lot of fear.
Yeah. Next up, we move to talk about events in the rest of the country.
A Southwest Airlines flight heading from Salt Lake City to Los Angeles was forced to make an emergency landing after one of the engines caught fire mid-flight. The flight departed on schedule at 6:40 a.m., but shortly after takeoff, passengers began complaining about loud popping noises. The flight made an uneventful landing and none of the passengers were injured. Southwest Airlines apologizes for what they call performance issues.
A North Carolina man was shot dead Monday morning during a Facebook Live video. CNN reports that 55-year-old Prentice Robinson was live streaming himself reporting his stolen cell phone at Wingate Police Department. He was filming himself on his way home when 65-year-old Douglas Cleveland Colson shot him. Wingate authorities report that Colson is at large and is wanted on a murder charge.
According to the New York Times, the federal government has begun to decrease the number of contractors in Puerto Rico who are there to restore power to the island. Over the past few weeks, about 1,000 power workers have left Puerto Rico as Fluor begins to phase out contractors. About 15% of the island is still without power.
NBC News reports on Monday that the first openly transgender recruit signed a contract to join the U.S. military since the federal court ruled that the military must accept openly transgender people. This comes after President Donald Trump's announcement saying he would prohibit transgender people from serving in the Army. Trump's statement reversed former President Barack Obama's decision to accept transgender people in the military. Judges ruled against that ban because it would likely violate the U.S. Constitution right of equal protection under the law. It's great to hear that the highest court in the United States is, upholding basically equal opportunity for everyone, regardless of what you identify as.
Yes, this will definitely change the game students coming into the military. Congressional Democrats introduced a resolution today to reverse the Federal Communications Commission's net neutrality repeal. The effort is being led by Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey. Measures to undo the repeal would be conducted by the Congressional Review Act, which allows Congress members to reject agency rules within 60 days of publication by a majority vote. The measure is currently one vote short of the 51 needed for the resolution to reach the Senate.
President Donald Trump had a lot to say Monday regarding the aftermath of the recent shooting in Parkland, Florida. CNN reports that Trump says the Broward County deputies' actions were frankly disgusting because they remained outside the school as the shooting took place. He also criticized the FBI for their lack of action after receiving a tip about the shooter beforehand. Trump says he would have stormed into the Florida high school to stop the gunman, even if he didn't have a weapon. In light of the gun control debate, Trump says he wants to raise the minimum age to purchase semi-automatic weapons, arm teachers, and improve the background check system.
That does it for us tonight here at UCTV News.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at UCTV Channel 14 and tune in next Tuesday for another edition of UCTV News. Good night.